Aloha, it's Kiana Cayabyab, and here are today's top Hawaii headlines from the editors at the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Also, mahalo to Longstrugs Hawaii for sponsoring the show. Head on over to your neighborhood Longstrugs for all your shopping needs. 4 inmates at the Oahu Community Correctional Center have been indicted in connection with the death of another inmate. An Oahu grand jury indictment alleges Aaron Tuiletelapanga, Bronson Tuitelapanga, Manu Sorensen, and Josiah Palimo'o Manu beat Christopher Vaifaga to death in July. Police said officers responded to OCCC shortly after 8:40 on the night of July 6. OCCC security and medical staff had responded to a medical backup call and found the 36-year-old Vaifaga unconscious in his housing unit. He was pronounced dead later that night. Vaifaga had an extensive rap sheet with nearly 90 entries beginning in 2004 for a range of charges including assault, theft, harassment, and criminal property damage. He had been awaiting trial for second-degree assault and harassment when he died. Cases of COVID-19 are on the rise in the U.S. with the new JN.1 variant emerging as the most common strain. Data from the CDC shows JN.1 accounted for 44% of COVID cases nationwide by mid-December. That's up from about 7% in November. JN.1 is a descendant of the BA.286 variant and was first detected in the U.S. in September. Its momentum suggests that it may be more transmissible or better at evading immune systems than other variants. The symptoms of an JN.1 infection are similar to those caused by previous COVID variants and include a cough, fever, body aches, and fatigue. Preliminary research shows the updated COVID vaccines released in September produce antibodies effective against the new variant. A man with a history of speeding has been arrested in connection with a car crash that killed a mother and her 7-year-old daughter in Nanakuli nearly 2 years ago. An Oahu grand jury indicted 29-year-old Joseph Peters Holokahi on 2 counts of manslaughter, 3 counts of collisions involving death or serious bodily injury, and 1 count of negligent injury. Peters Holokahi was arrested Tuesday evening at a home on Papipi Drive in Ewa Beach. He is accused of recklessly causing the death of Kelsey Palisbo and her daughter Leah Hanakahi when he crashed into their parked vehicle in February 2022. Palisbo's 17-year-old daughter Shaylee Hanakahi was also hurt in the wreck. Police arrested Peters Holokahi after the crash, but released him pending further investigation. A man in his 60s has been critically injured after being struck by a vehicle near the intersection of Fort Barrett Road and Farrington Highway in Kapolei. According to the Honolulu Police Department Traffic Division, a 30-year-old woman was driving south on Fort Barrett Road when she struck a male pedestrian at about 4:45 this morning. The man was ejected onto the roadway where he hit his head. Honolulu Emergency Medical Services officials said responding paramedics arrived on the scene to treat a man in his 60s. He was taken to a nearby hospital in critical condition. Police said speed, drugs, or alcohol do not appear to be contributing factors in the crash. The average long-term U.S. mortgage rate has declined for the 9th straight week to reach its lowest level since May, according to mortgage buyer Freddie Mac. The average rate on a 30-year mortgage dipped to 6.61% this week. That's down from 6.67% last week and 6.42% a year ago. Borrowing costs on 15-year fixed-rate mortgages also inched down to 5.93% from 5.95% last week. A year ago, it averaged 5.68%, and the decline in rates has tracked the trajectory of the 10-year Treasury yields. The yield has been falling on hopes that inflation has cooled enough for the Federal Reserve to start cutting interest rates after pulling them higher since early 2022. For more on these stories and all the latest headlines, subscribe to the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Visit Hawaii's top source for breaking news online at staradvertiser.com and download the Star-Advertiser mobile app. Mahalo, have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.